Well, hello, kindred spirits. On this beautiful but chilly morning, I am getting ready for my children to come over. We're going to have a brunch, and I thought I would set a table up outside, but as of now, it is a little chilly. And the wind was picking up here and there, so right now I just clipped this tablecloth down, but I'm making note I'm going to search for some heavy-duty magnets to use in the future. My only chore for this brunch was to have coffee ready, orange juice, I have champagne for mimosas, and we're also going to bring out the violet simple syrup that I made. My daughter even brought some of her homemade grape juice made out of Concord grapes. April showers bring May flowers. And May flowers also means violets in our backyard, and I have a little basket to start collecting some of them. I picked up this little basket recently to get herbs from the garden, but I thought it would be perfect for all these very small violet heads. Now, I'm going to be doing a video soon on consignment items for the garden, but right now I'm going to focus on making this violet simple syrup. I've been making violet simple syrup for years, so I thought today I would show you how to make violet simple syrup, but I do it different ways each time. So I'm going to show you two ways here in this video. And I had to show you there's always one in the crowd. There's always one thing that has to stand out, and I've got one yellow violet here. And it's okay. It's okay to stand out from the crowd. Why not? Now this is a snippet from last year, and it's a quick overview because this is very simple, but I usually like to take the stems and the green off of the violets and use just the petals. It does make the taste just a little bit different. It is time consuming. You can leave the green on. Now what I do then is you add it to boiling water and you let it sit and steep. This particular time, I didn't let it sit for a very long time, and you do get more flavor the longer you let it sit. But it usually comes out this aqua color. To get it now back to a violet color, all you need to do is add a little bit of fresh lemon juice. For this year's batch, I decided to leave on some of the greens just to remind myself how much of a difference there really is. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to transfer the violet heads to a glass container, and I am going to rinse these off. Then once they're rinsed off, I'm going to add hot boiling water to the violet heads and let them sit. I'll let you know now that I do prefer the time-consuming way of pulling off each petal, but right now you can see I've left the greens on here. It is okay. It just makes the flavor a little different, but it still comes out good. Learning how to make violet simple syrup is not rocket science, and it is done different ways when it comes to the measurement of water. I like to do equal amounts, so if I have 4 cups of violet heads, I would do 4 cups of water. And since we're making simple syrup, you use the same amount of water and the same amount of sugar, but we're not going to add the sugar yet. I'm going to let these steep, and it's usually 24 hours you want to let them sit. My particular batch went for 2 days just because I wasn't able to get back to it, and I was pleasantly surprised that it actually stayed violet. Usually when I do it for just 24 hours, it's aqua blue, and I do add the lemon juice. I still added lemon juice though, just to zing up the flavor a little bit. For this particular batch, I did not have a mason jar or a glass container that could take the hot water that was large enough. So I left it in this container and I covered it up tight with a little tin foil. Now I'm just going to strain my violets and the water. And I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but some people use a double boiler to make their simple syrup. I've tried it. I don't like it. So I'm just going to then transfer this back to my saucepan. But right now I'm just going to separate these. And like I said, I was pretty surprised that this already came out a nice deep purple versus the aqua blue. And you can see that the violets have actually lost their color. It is all in the water now, and I have white violets left. And those will be put into my compost pile in just a while. My violet water is now ready to make into a simple syrup. I put mine in a saucepan directly. I added my sugar, and what I'm doing is I'm going to be stirring this on a low heat. You do not want it to boil, and I'm just going to incorporate it until it turns clear. And once it's clear, your violet simple syrup is ready. Whatever size batch you make, you can then put it in containers. It does last about 6 months in the refrigerator. Just keep an eye on it. And like I said, I put some in small containers. I have in the past, this is from last year, I put it in a large bottle and I was able to take it out during a party and use it this way. And then you could also put it in other small decorative bottles as gifts. It makes a sweet hostess gift too, no pun intended. You could add this to so many different types of cocktails. For this particular section here, I added it to a soda water. It gave it a nice little sparkle, and you could have that nice sweet violet flavor. And if you were to ask me what a violet tastes like, I really can't put any words to it. It just has a really nice light floral taste to it. It's not overwhelming. It's very nice. For fun, you could either freeze violets into ice cubes and use those for one of your cocktails, and you could just simply float a violet on top. Remember, these are edible. Now, if this is your first visit to my channel, my last video was about purple and blue flowers that I planted in the garden. And for those of you who have been following along all the way, I wanted to give you an update that Ben and I did get the rest of the stones needed for the garden. I'm almost done with doing the paths. I just have 2 outside edges to do, and I'm finishing up the circle of stones or circle of cobblestones, and then it will be all done. And also, here's a dahlia update. The white and purple dahlias seem to be doing fantastic. They look great. I'm pleased with it. But the white one, for some reason, I only have one small shoot, and the other one doesn't seem to have any green whatsoever. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to see, maybe it will grow later. Maybe this particular version or this variety is a slower grower. I don't know. Well, that's it for today. Until next time, thank you for visiting my home and lifestyle channel, New England Fine Living, where I hope to inspire you to find your own version of fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be, no matter where you live. Bye now.